I ate 3 Jolly Ranchers. I ate 3 Jolly Ranchers through the entirety of this movie. That's a lot of JRs. It's a lot. It's a lot of movie. It's a long.
Did you brush
movie.
your teeth afterwards?
No, I went straight to sleep.
That's a recipe for success.
That's a lot. My record is probably 1.5 Jolly Ranchers in a movie per movie.
Bitched and moaned about this movie on text last night. I woke up, I had 18 messages from you complaining about the movie.
They all were a paragraph long too.
And the only reason we picked this movie is because 2 months ago I mentioned it in text message, and you're like, Phantom Thread, that sounds dope. Is that a horror movie?
I know it sounded dope, and then I realized what it was. It was pretty
You
good.
realized you said you had seen it before.
Oh, he's so good.
Yeah, I had seen it before. I watch all of Daniel Day-Lewis's films.
Oh yeah, you ever see Last of the Mohicans?
I watched that just before I watched Phantom Thread.
For real?
That's dope, dude. Michael Mann, that shit's sight.
Mm-hmm.
What about the first of the Mohicans? Nobody ever talks about that guy.
Zing and a miss.
Just throwing it out there.
What about the
I was like-
eighth of the Mohicans? Nobody ever talks about the eighth.
Yeah.
What about the middle, huh, guys?
I mean, all right, this is too much. Mine was just a little
What about
fun little thing. And you
what
guys are
about
taking it too far.
middle end, in between the middle and in the end of the last?
Ryan,
What about
that's-
that?
That's idiotic.
The penultimate of the Mohicans.
Yeah. A little prequel. Kind of
Now,
like
here's-
Solo.
Since we're talking about titles, like Phantom Thread, you're thinking like, what is this, a ghost movie? And guess what? There is a ghost. He sees his mom high on mushrooms.
Oh, that scene was tight.
This dude, Daniel Day L.
Louise.
Protect his identity.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Daniel Day Luis Guzman. He was
Wish.
he's a fancy man. He's uptight. He's a dressmaker. Is he gay? He should be.
He's
That's one
is
That's
he
his-
a
that's
is he
why
a
he's
robot?
tortured. If he was gay, he'd be way happier.
He's
He
just
was
an
gay.
extremely misogynistic dressmaker.
If he was gay, he would have no problem. He'd just be
Yeah.
getting new ass every day.
That's like the rest of us. If we were gay, we wouldn't have problems either.
He didn't seem sexual at all though.
Oh, he's highly sexual.
Yes.
Dude, he has an appetite for sex because he's so horny.
His name's Woodcock.
He literally
How could he
I
not
love-
have a
I loved the scene, and I assume it was intentional. I was very drunk and very high watching this at like 3 a.m. last night, if you can believe it.
No.
no way.
So my interpretation might be off, but when he first meets the girl, what's her name? Anna,
Alma.
Alma. When he first meets her, it's like seems like they're gonna hook up or something in her eyes, and then he takes her into the room and just and like starts putting more clothes on her. It was like a reverse sex montage. Like
Interesting.
I think it seemed like she was like, we're gonna go into this room and bang, and then he just starts putting clothes on her and like dressing a dress on her, and she's like, the frick.
Well, the
Yeah.
other thing is his
Was
sister
I
walks
overthinking
in.
that?
Cyril.
No.
The spilled cold fish.
Yeah,
Like-
that was a sister. I got lost on that.
Yeah, that's his sister.
Okay.
But she's like, oh yeah, we're gonna make out or something. He's gonna finger me. He's gonna maybe I'll get to sniff his ass or something cool. But then
Yeah.
in walks in Cyril. And man, she's
Old sterile Cyril is what we call
you,
her.
you may recognize her from one of the other movies we watched. She
Mm-mm.
played
The Santa Claus one.
She played a wife to a really cool real estate salesman who enjoyed playing soccer with his buddies.
Oh, nice.
Oh, really?
That's Gary Oldman's ex-wife. They used to
Wow,
be married.
she grew up.
She's not a kid anymore.
Yeah, Leslie Manville. She's in a bunch of Mike Lee movies. This is kind of like PTA doing a Mike Lee movie. You know, there's like also, you know, Powell and Pressburger in there. There's a lot of British bullshit in this movie. And
It's a fancy movie. Fancy people.
this guy, PTA, you know, he's from the Valley where I live. And you know,
Have
he
you guys
went
met?
he went to England.
Are you flexing that you live in the valley?
Yeah.
I made eye contact with him once. At Cinema
Was he
Family.
awake?
He's a tall drink of water in person.
Paul Thomas Anderson?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Like me.
He's like 6'11".
Oh, that's a lot.
He's like Michael Crichton.
Okay.
Did you know Michael Crichton was 6'10"?
Is he dead?
Yeah, he's dead.
Oh damn. R.I.P.
Wrote Jurassic Park. Anyway, yeah, PTA, you know, Daniel Day-L, they made a little movie together called There Will Be Blood, and this is them recapturing the magic. But the thing with There Will Be Blood is that guy was so intense, he was so gnarly, he was so aggressive. They decided to do something a little different, and they made a movie about a fancy dressmaker. So
He still was pretty aggressive.
he's still pretty aggressive, and he still has a lot of like Daniel Plainview style behaviors. But with this movie, it's like he's a little more passive aggressive. He's also technically he's not as successful. He doesn't strike it rich. He still has to work for clients.
Well-
He still has to like bust his ass and like
Yeah, because he hated that one client who just
That's
kept
right.
fucking his dress up.
Oh yeah.
a dirty drunk.
He
woman.
was success. See, this is what drives me crazy
she
about
was
these.
like,
Was this first of all, was this based on a true person?
Based on a lot of people. A big influence is that Balenciaga guy. Is that how you say his name? You know, you've heard of Balenciaga shoes, dresses.
We're not
He has
fancy like you.
Can you
dude.
get him at Costco?
No, that's Kirkland.
Oh,
Yeah,
then
when
no.
are they going to make a movie about Mr. Kirkland and all his designs?
That movie would be so bulky.
He's an
Probably.
artist too.
Well, you know who made Kirk? You know who
Yeah,
is the
I figured.
designer of Kirkland? You know who's the head designer of Kirkland?
Yeah.
Kirk Hammett of Metallica.
Jennifer Aniston.
Whoa, that's cool. Oh, we're in
wow.
like Kirkland when we
Yeah.
buy his
Welcome to
product.
Kirkland.
He's really passionate about blue jeans and button-up shirts and sneakers,
That's great.
underwear, socks, affordable clothing.
Just anything.
Slave
involved.
labor. Most likely slave labor is involved.
Yeah, but
That's that
They get
Kirkland
paid-
brand.
Don't
they
say
get
that,
paid
dude.
in
Costco's
they
a
get-
good company.
they get paid in Metallica tickets.
They do. They pay their workers.
Metallica tokens. What do you got? Stocks in them, Adam?
No.
Adam stepping up for big pharma here.
Adam, do you have a Costco membership?
Not currently. No. Sorry to say.
So why are you simping?
Things aren't going good.
Yeah, why
Yeah,
are you
so-
simping on Costco?
Simping for Costco. I mean, they're just a good company. They pay their workers good, and you know, why not
Think they
support
pay-
that? Why
do
not
you think they
celebrate
pay-
that?
You think they pay the people in foreign countries who sell their clothing well? You think they get paid well too?
Oh yeah.
They probably get
Definitely.
paid better.
When they sell a pair of shoes for $14.99.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Phantom Thread, Reynolds Woodcock, he pays his workers. Those old ladies, he takes care
Mhm.
of them.
Yeah, he knows their names. He's a good man.
Patty.
He's a fancy
He-
man, but he's a good man.
I did like the whole idea about he literally was just super misogynistic in the dress world, where it was like a man's movie about making dresses.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm articulating myself how I want to.
Uh,
It's very
Well, he's
very
the boss.
masculine movie,
He's the boss.
patriarchal movie. Yeah, he's the boss. But it's like women can't even have dresses anymore.
well, he's like not
Gotta
only
be
the
a man's
boss,
business.
but he's not only a boss. He's like the visionary and the artist, and he carries a heavy burden. And he
Yeah, what is his burden? Bipolar? He's like bipolar.
no the burden of genius,
Yeah,
burden of great talent.
What's that like, Ryan?
it's fucking frustrating, man. Sometimes I'll go to bed for 3 days at a time after I make just an absolutely gorgeous dress.
Yeah.
Sometimes, one time at work, I made a well, first I made a little person out of paper clips and stickers, and like utility stickers. I named him Todd, and he was my friend. And then
It's
I
kinda like this.
made a house for him at work when I in LA. It was beautiful. I'll send you pictures. It was gorgeous.
Making a man
To-scale
out of
model.
paper clips. Making a
My
man out of
friend.
paper clips.
I was making
that,
a best friend.
that makes me think of like Pee Wee Herman. You know, he does like little crafty things. Like, what if Pee Wee Herman was Phantom Thread? That'd be tight. And that in his wacky house.
Imagine those dresses. Tim Burton would probably have a wet dream about those dresses.
The
Yeah,
breakfast
they're-
machine.
Yeah.
Big breakfast guy. Chew it. He doesn't. In this movie, like if she like butters her toast too loudly, he gets like really upset. But Pee Wee Herman, you know, he makes Mr. Bacon talk. So
Can
I
we
think
be
honestly
honest,
it'd be
though?
funny.
She was making that bread loud as fuck. Like she was loud as hell.
Yeah, you just like sympathize with him the entire time with Woodcock.
Honestly,
Like,
it'd be
yeah, you know
funnier
what? She's kind of annoying.
if Mr. Woodcock married Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah, and it's just like, could you
Oh.
stop doing that laugh? I'm trying to draw dresses.
Trying to
He's
draw
fun-
dress.
His drawing stinks.
That's a fun
too.
couple. That's a really fun couple. It'd be cool if he was just sitting down at the breakfast table, just drawing like just those unusual dildos or something. Like he's a dildo maker.
Those unusual dildos.
Like a dragon
What's an
dildo?
unusual? That's not
Like one of those
unusual.
big dragon dildos, or that's what that's what he draws at the breakfast table. Those are that's his art.
Okay.
That guy who makes those could be like that. He's kind
But
of
then- and then
he's
he,
also
like,
a visionary.
Instead of a dressmaker, he's just a 3D printer.
I mean,
Yeah,
I think
he
what you're
just 3D
tapping
prints
into is that all creative people relate to this character. This is how all cool creative guys live.
It's a tortured artist, yes. It's hard
know.
for the
Story of
artist
my life.
to find a partner, and because that brings them into the real world, which is like this with it's Woodcock's struggle in this movie. He's not a part of the real world. Alma is, and he,
I get it, man.
yeah.
You
but
know,
that's why
a
he
girl,
loves her.
a girl wanted to go home with me last night. This is part of the struggle to be a creative genius.
Damn.
A girl wanted me to go home with her last night at like 2:00 in the morning. Okay.
Yeah.
I said no because I had to go watch the Phantom Thread
You're
That was a huge
fired.
mistake.
for my art.
You should not have done that.
My art.
You should have blown this off, dude.
You're fired.
This
No, it made me look cooler.
I
I
got
go,
a
listen,
podcast.
listen, babe, I got a cast tomorrow.
Yeah, I got work tomorrow.
Listen, I got to pick up a twisted tea on the way home because I got a cast with my boys tomorrow.
Nice. That really happened to you, man?
Yeah, I said, bitch, how about you walk your ass out of here? I got to watch Phantom Thread.
Yeah.
It sounded cooler than when I started watching the movie. Then it was like, oh, it's a dressmaking movie. I thought it was
Technically, it's
I thought it was gonna be a
technically-
scary
That was gonna be
movie.
awesome.
I thought it was gonna be like a scary movie,
Movie
so
for
it
the
sounded
fellas.
cool. When I was like, sorry, can't pork tonight, broad.
I have to
I
watch
gotta
the fanciest movie.
Phantom Thread.
technically it's the best dressmaking movie.
Okay, I just
Why-
said it
why
was a
technically?
dressmaking. What? Yeah, what's the other one? What's the other dressmaking movies?
Herbie,
Cinderella.
Herbie sews a dress.
Oh, the car.
Yeah.
Wow,
Oh, it's not-
he started. He started
That one's not very
getting into
good.
some wacky ass adventures. That was the last Herbie, and that was the last movie Lindsay Lohan was in, right?
Yeah, Herbie sewed her dress.
Herbie sews a dress.
And then like the neighbor guy is like watching it. He's like freaking out. He's like, there's no one in that car sewing that dress. It's just driving over her dress in the mud.
Just a bunch of dressmaking materials, just mashing them together. Well, who filmed this one? Who'd you say directed this?
This is a Paul Thomas Anderson movie. You know, he made Boogie
It's
Nights,
beautiful.
Magnolia.
Very beautiful. A lot of really cool stairwell shots. A lot of really windy stairs. Okay, so you said he wasn't successful. This is what I meant to bring up.
I'm saying
This
he's
is what-
successful, but in There Will Be Blood,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
guy is a billionaire by the end of
yeah.
the movie. And in this movie, this guy
Yeah, he's
has
got
to
a
work.
bowling alley in his own home.
This
That's when
dude's
you
got
know
to.
you've made it.
This dude's got to work. He has clients. He has to, like, Cyril says, like, this woman pays for the house. You know, this rich lady
Oh
he
yeah,
hates.
yeah. I
It's
didn't
like,
understand what does
like
that
he doesn't.
mean?
Oh, like he has to.
He's
He's
renting that
not
mansion.
from money. He's
Yeah.
working. He's working his way up to become classy.
Yeah.
He's not like an aristocrat, but he's selling dresses to aristocrats. He's selling dresses to royalty, celebrities,
He's like
various rich people.
He kind of has to whore himself out to these
So-
old rich ladies that he finds repugnant.
And this is a common thread in Paul Thomas Anderson movies because, like,
No, Phantom Thread.
fucking
That's a phantom.
Adam Sandler in Punch Drunk Love has like his stupid plunger business, and then
He did that
Licorice
movie
Pizza.
too.
Yeah, Licorice Pizza. The kid's got a
Oh.
business.
I
The
never saw that.
master.
Was that
the
good?
master? He's a poor guy. He's yeah, it's
Class,
good.
you're saying, is a part of his films.
Well,
What's
doing
it-
like hands-on jobs for, is that what you're saying? Like,
doing a job, making it your identity, and then like raising your level of society. That's like a
Right.
big running
that's
thread in
that's
his
what I
movie.
did with my stand-up. Yeah.
Even Boogie Nights. He's got a big dick that allows him to go to
Rise
cool
out.
parties.
Yeah.
Story of my life.
But the funny thing is, Paul Thomas Anderson grew up hella rich. His dad made millions of dollars.
Okay, so that makes sense because he writes rich character. Like the characters are rich, they're just not. Like this dude is living in a mansion.
I'm saying he's rich, but he's not an aristocrat.
Well, when you say that, but
He's not old money.
He grew
He's
up.
new money.
Yeah.
An
No, I'm saying the
immigrant. His
director
mom
or
was
the
like an
writer.
immigrant, right?
The writer's mom? No, I'm not talking about the characters now. I'm talking about
PTA.
the writer was these do seem like something written by somebody who's never actually fully worked like a lifetime of blue collar jobs.
Yes,
yeah.
this is not a blue collar guy's movie.
Yeah.
Hey, I have to work at the docks. I'm
Then it
going
sh-
home. I'm gonna write a movie about a dressmaker.
It shouldn't be.
in
It shouldn't
50s
be.
England, hot
It shouldn't
couture.
have that cool of a title then.
It's called The Spooky Dress.
It's called
And
the Ghoulish Gown.
the guy's fancy, eats sardines and onions and shit.
Whoa. You sure you're not making this too fancy, buddy?
Let's make him not successful, but
He marries
successful.
He marries this ugly bitch from overseas, and he likes it because she goes down on him and she's got like, no gag reflex, stuff like that. But
Yeah, sister watches. She's cool.
he's
with that.
Catholic. It's kind of like Rocky.
Yeah.
Remember Rocky?
That's the spooky dress.
You know what? This movie would have been a lot more entertaining if there was
A montage.
not even a montage, just a scene with Daniel Day-Lewis running up some stairs. That's it.
And
I want to see a dress. This is what Hollywood's not showing you. I want to see a dressmaker movie where we see the dressmaker run up some stairs. Never seen it.
Well, it's also like a really bad screenwriting because there's like 3 or 4 staircases in the house and no one runs up and down the stairs.
They
Come
did,
on.
and they're
That's a missed
filming it like
opportunity.
every other
Yeah.
shot is just a gorgeous
Haven't they seen
shot,
Rocky?
like a drone shot of the stairwell, and it's beautiful. And not one person running on it.
Yeah.
No
Tell
banana
me, you
peels
living
on the
at a house-
staircase.
Huge fuck up.
When I run up and down them stairs, I fall down all the time.
So I've got a question. How does he make money for the material for the dresses?
He sells dresses.
Okay, so what came first, the chicken or the egg?
good-
How did he buy the first material for the first dress to sell?
Uh,
Answer
That's a
this.
very good question, Ryan.
We're getting this guy's chunk of life and he's already successful. I want to know. I want to see his upcoming. I want to see him.
No,
in
he
the
talks
gutter.
about it. His mom made dresses or something like that. And
Talk about it. I want him to be about it. I want to see it.
you want a 10-hour Netflix show.
I want
yeah,
at
you
least
want this movie to be longer?
at
Ryan?
least 7 seasons.
You want the Kanye Genius documentary. You want to see him work his way up.
But it's just Lewis, Daniel Day-Lewis.
Every movie should start with the protagonist at birth, being born,
no. Mm-mm.
seeing what happens.
I want to see the protagonist as come.
I want to see the load. I want to see
I want to
the
see the load.
Yeah. James
I
Bond
wanna
should
see-
start with a fucking load going right at the camera.
Just do old British fucks like
Da da bum da da bum
Yeah.
da da, and it's just a
The guy
load.
like turns and like
Yeah.
jacks off,
Da-da,
and, just
da-da,
shoots
da-da,
into the-
da-da.
and white
You
comes
throw
down.
instead
You
of
can't jerk
blood.
off. It's got to go in the woman's pussy. It's got to be the real conception.
It has to be the
Right,
conception.
right.
So in this
I mean, you
case
can jerk
scenario,
off
our
in a
point of
wo-
our
in a
point of
pussy.
view, our point of
Yeah, but-
view is not from down the
Pussy
barrel
hole.
of the gun. The
If you have a
pee hole.
strong enough bust and the pussy's wide enough, we could make this happen.
I would like to see that James Bond's dad,
Yeah.
Peter North
Could've-
style, just
that could have been
painting
me
the
last
walls.
night, but I had to watch Phantom Thread.
Damn. Well, so it was like a woman you met last night.
Yeah,
with some
Am I
NP.
going to be poking holes in this?
Is this an NP?
it's an NPC.
New
This
put-
was an NPC. I was trying
New
to fuck.
pussy?
You were playing Skyrim. I see.
I
And
was
you were like, I
playing-
feel like this chick's into me.
I think I could
Shopkeep.
have sex with this shopkeep. What's his
You can
name? Beraldo? Yeah, I think I'm gonna fuck this guy. Ah, fuck. It's already 2. I gotta watch Phantom Thread.
Look, I gotta go.
If I'm gonna have sex with this NPC, I want to be fully engaged. I can't be watching a film.
Yeah.
There was not a single
You're a
sex scene
pro.
in this movie.
I mean, it depends on what you consider sex.
Intercourse. 2 fleshy,
No,
naked bodies.
Sex isn't
slap-
just intercourse.
just getting greased up from lard because this is what 1800s. Just using lard to grease up. Just fully naked Daniel Day-Lewis
They
just
go in there-
greasing up.
They go in a room together.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You can imagine what happens
Can
back
you-
there.
I can't imagine. Can you
Woodcock is a
imagine
nickname.
the corset days? You know how hard that would be? It takes so long to like getting a bra off is hard enough, and that's only got a few clasps. You got to untie a whole corset back then.
Yeah. While maintaining.
And then when you open
erection.
it up, it's just a big waft of stank.
And also the woman's body like balloons out like a cartoon. Because the course has been
Yes.
holding it in.
Just gains 10.
And that whole time
10
you gotta be
sizes.
100% hard.
What is this, a Leslie
Phantom
Nielsen
Thread.
movie you're describing? Like
Yeah.
Naked Gun?
Yeah, the Phantom Thread. It would have been so much better. The Naked Gun, the Phantom
He
Thread.
turns to the camera and
Yeah.
looks and is like, uh-oh. It's like a silhouette of a shadow and it gets really big. Remember that part in Naked Gun 3 when he pulls out Nicole Smith's dress and she has a big curved dick and it's in a
Oh,
shadow.
damn.
No.
Oh, that's
It's like shot through like a sheet. It's like a silhouette.
Oh yes.
Yeah, of course. I
And
can
then he, like,
picture it
looks-
exactly.
And he like looks at the
William.
camera. It's like,
Yeah, that did not age well. Very disrespectful.
I'm just saying, remember it?
And then Leslie Nielsen
Never
starts
forget,
sucking it.
William. What's her name? Anna Marie Fox.
And
that
Nicole
person?
Smith, PTA, little trivia.
Show some respect, dude. That's
He
a legend.
directed an SNL sketch with Ben Affleck. It's a parody of MTV's Fanatic, and it's Ben Affleck meeting Anna Nicole Smith, and he plays a guy with braces. It's really funny. And there's a excellent parody of Anna Nicole Smith's movie SkyScraper, which
Oh, that
Starring
movie's
Dwayne
awesome.
The Rock Johnson.
Oh no, I saw
That-
the other one.
it's the movie where she's like so high and she's mumbling all her lines, and she plays a helicopter pilot.
She's an action. and she was in a
no,
couple.
you're
action movies.
you're thinking of the Dwayne The Rock Johnson one where he's got one fake leg.
Oh yeah, dude.
2000
Dwayne the Rock Johnson has such
2018.
huge tits, such juicy big tits.
Imagine if he married like a
Dwayne and
98-year-old
Nicole
oil
Smith Johnson.
billionaire
Yeah.
and like
Yeah,
he tried to inherit the money. They're like, the son is like, I don't want the Rock getting my family fortune. The Rock's like, I'm in love with this old man.
yeah. Yeah.
He just has and the old man is like, that old
Kevin
man that
Hart.
Anna Nicole Smith married was like melting. He just looks
Oh,
so
that was
awful.
a cash cow, baby.
Good for her. I mean, you know.
You know how easy it'd be
Why
to fuck
not?
that guy?
I mean, also like he probably knows.
He
too,
wouldn't
you
have
know?
to.
Yeah. True.
He's
Yeah, he
just
probably
like,
wanted to like just watch her get undressed and stuff.
PTA.
Sponge
Why don't you
bath
make a
his
movie
ass.
about this? It's got
Yeah.
everything you love. It's like
Who's PTA?
Daniel-
Oh, Paul Thomas.
Class, people rising out of their class thing.
family conflicts, an old
I wanna
man banging Anna Nicole Smith.
An old horny man banging Dwayne The Rock Johnson playing Anna Nicole Smith.
Against his will.
Dwayne
Everybody-
Daniel Day-Lewis comes out of retirement to play the old man fucking Dwayne The Rock Johnson as Anna Nicole Smith. I'd watch that.
Yeah.
I'd watch if that was 3 hours. I'd be upset
Be
it
like-
wasn't 4.
Yeah. More, please.
We gotta have the sex scene. None of this
Oh, yeah.
behind closed door shit.
Yeah.
Oh no, I want to see The Rock's cock
Yeah.
as Anna Nicole Smith. That big old curved silhouetted.
Yeah.
Dude, I want to see the Rock lay down and have this old man crawl up on top of him and just like
Just fall out of a wheelchair, crawl across the floor, crawl up the bed
Like
on
a
top
seal.
of the rock.
like his legs don't move, they just
His
drag.
hands are all he's just bones and skin.
Yeah. Like Monty Burns, Mr. Burns style. And he's just butt fucking the Rock.
The Rock's like, this. I know this. You don't like this, but it's for the money. Don't forget.
Just
Rock's
reverse
just-
cowgirl in The Rock. Just get
Come on, you could do it. He's like being nice and he's like,
Trying to
there's
get
real
him to
love.
just come as fast as possible.
There's real love. This is not. This is
You're
not
to
about money.
smell- You're about to smell what The Rock is coming.
Yeah.
And
The
then
Rock's
the
like, "Come
old
on,
guy, Dwayne,
give it to
Daniel
me.
Daniel
Give it to
Day-Lewis
me.
on top as the old guy. Oh, what are you doing to me? What are you doing to me?
And it's Daniel Day-Lewis.
That's Daniel Day-Lewis as the old guy that married Anna Nicole Smith.
But he's Daniel Plainview. He got out of jail. It's like There'll Be Blood too.
There was blood. There was
It's The Rock's bloody asshole.
There will be blood. Yeah.
There was blood.
Ouch.
Stop,
I'm
Dwayne The Rock
finished.
Johnson.
Just blasting his dick.
I'm finished.
with his eyebrow crooked up.
Just smashes his head with a bowling pin.
Yeah. No, he sticks the bowling pin up his ass.
Oh yeah, I'm into it. The Rock's-
See, that's a movie.
So you
PTA
don't like
was-
this movie, Ryan?
So look, here's
I
the
did.
thing.
It's like boring.
I think
Here's
this
the
movie is
thing.
really funny.
Yeah, it was, but I don't think it was supposed to be.
No, I
No,
kind of
it
think
is.
it is supposed to be funny. It's like
Oh,
a weird
okay.
thing. It like has a. It's like it's in the style of like an old romance or whatever with this like
It's very
constant
British
romance
humor.
score, like light kind of string score. And it's so fancy and shit, but it's like ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's like somebody. It's about somebody who's so fancy that like he's
That's
hilarious
not why
to
it's
everyone
funny.
else.
That's not why it's
Like,
funny.
because
When
it's
I
so
saw this in the
fancy.
movie theater,
Yes, it's so
There were
fancy.
people would always be laughing at everything. Like Daniel Day-Lewis is hilarious in this movie, I think.
It's
I
not
mean, he's a
funny
very
because
funny
he's
actor.
fancy.
It's because he's an asshole.
Well,
It's
yeah,
funny
but
because of what he says, which are
it's
jokes.
funny. But it's like funny.
There are
for
jokes
that to
in the
be
movie.
coming out. But it's
You
funny
know-
for that to be coming out of a fancy man. You know, that's part of it.
There is an air of
And this is
death
why I
in
hated
here.
Newsies. Not
Yeah.
fancy enough.
Newsies
When
is
he's
not
like-
fancy.
there
They're
was a
about
big-
poor children selling newspapers.
And it
got a
wasn't
big
funny
laugh that one
because
scene
it wasn't
where,
fancy.
where Alma brings him fucking a tea or whatever, like on a whim while he's working.
Oh yeah,
and he's
I've now
pissed
I've
about
got it. It stays with me.
He's
The
like,
interruption stays
the
with me.
tea's leaving, but the interruption is staying right here. That
Now
got
I
like
have
a
to-
huge
yeah.
laugh when I saw it
I mean, he's not
and
wrong.
stuff. But it like
That doesn't mean he's fancy. It just
okay,
means
what
he's
does it-
an
what does it mean?
asshole.
He's a
Well, he's funny
douchebag.
because he's a character and he says funny shit.
Of course. Yeah.
Not because
yeah,
he's
sure.
fancy.
No,
Also,
not fancy,
how-
but like
how- he's old, right?
it's almost like a movie that's about how funny it is for artistic types who take themselves really seriously. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I want to know
That's
is
kind of
like
what the source of it is.
what got him
Getting a nod
into
from William.
Well,
Also,
a lot of
William's wearing
truth in that
sunglasses,
statement,
by the
Mr.
way.
Bowers. A lot of truth in that statement.
Thanks, man.
I didn't
feel like
I
I'm,
didn't
like,
think it was
doing a
nearly
podcast
fancy
with
enough.
Bubba the Love.
What's that?
I feel like I'm doing a podcast with Bubba the Love Sponge.
Who's that?
It's a shock jock who like wears a big fat guy who's wearing sunglasses and stuff when he do the radio to feel like, you know, because he's got attitude. That's what I'm looking at right now. A young Bubba the Love Sponge. That's you, man.
Bubba
Year
the
one.
Love Sponge.
Bubba year
Gross.
one. That's
Thank you.
William.
Thank you very much.
Bubba year one.
All right, but yeah, I think this movie is yeah, I appreciate it as
I
a
liked it.
comedy. And you can kind of get the funness of a romance without it just being like a boring, stuffy movie. So it's a really good like date movie. You should have brought that girl back and watched the movie, you fucking
Bro,
idiot.
hey, you want to come back
you
and watch a
retarded?
3-hour movie?
No, she wants to get stuffed.
Dude, get your dick sucked while you watch it. Like a G.
Hold on. Cat emergency. One of them's just crying.
Anyway, Ryan's gonna take a cat emergency break. But yeah, super funny. I don't know. Like, I mean, Paul
It's
Thomas
just
Anderson
a romantic
movies
comedy.
are all funny.
There's nothing. There's nothing
Is it,
unique
or
about
it's not like a romantic comedy. It's like it's like an old romance movie, but it is
Period
done.
piece.
But like, it's not like a romantic comedy because the comedy is coming from like a completely different place than like what we think of as romantic comedies.
Maybe you.
What do you think of as a romantic comedy?
Think
It's
of
the same as like "Marry Me," that J-Lo movie that just came out. Is that what you're saying?
It's basically is. It's like all
But yeah,
romantic
it's like
comedies are about two people meet cute, you know. They're put together. They kind of maybe they're gonna get together, maybe they're not, and then they stay together. She said this one has method actor Daniel Day-Lewis, who's completely psychotic in the role and got so into the role that he retired afterwards and said he'll never act again. It's too much work.
Was this really his last one?
Hold on,
for now. Currently,
I thought he came out of retirement to do this movie.
He did, but he hasn't done. Then COVID hit.
It's not like the role exhausted him and he quit afterward. I think it was like this was his plan, right? It was the last one.
He
said it's too hard and he doesn't want to do it.
Well, then don't do it like a method actor, you dummy.
He also helped write it. He's a cobbler in Italy.
Not anymore. So he also helped. That was before Gangs of New York. Okay, come on.
No.
Whatever.
Get your shit together.
Okay.
Get your shit together.
That's a fun little thing about him, though. I'd do that shit if I was a rich guy.
Cobble.
Oh,
you wouldn't.
In Italy.
I heard didn't he write that Adam Sandler Cobbler movie?
Yeah.
Jack and Jill?
No, The Cobbler, directed by John
Jack
McCarthy.
and Jill. Oh. Jill's a cobbler in that movie.
No, she's not.
Cool.
She is a cobbler in that movie.
Hey, dude, women
it's
can
across
be cobblers
universe.
too.
Yeah, dude. Just because you watch Phantom Thread once and you're like, men are the only ones that make dresses. Men are the only ones that cobble.
Women cannot make dresses, dude. Men are the kings at making dresses.
Men are the kings at making queens.
Women can make messes. Am I right, guys?
Yeah. Men make dresses. Women make messes. That's a good.
Got him.
That's good.
And you're listening to Men on Film.
Yeah.
Because only men can talk about film.
No, women can talk about film too. But like, if it's about dresses
Adam's just picking his feet,
having periods, giving birth. Leave it to the men.
No, leave the birth given to the men.
Yeah.
Now he's smelling his fingers.
I scratched my foot.
Ew. Even worse.
I scratched my ankle bone, actually. The circle part, What's up with that part?
The ball?
Yeah, the ball. What's up with the ball? What's it called?
The ball joint. It allows your ankle to turn,
rotate and
but what's it called?
Probably about 90 degree. It's called the ball joint.
No, that's a setup.
BJ.
You're just setting me up.
The fibula.
I'm not setting you up for a BJ, bro.
The rib bone.
You should have set yourself up for a BJ last night while you watched Spooky Dress.
Who needs a BJ when you got Daniel Day-Lewis prancing around?
Yeah.
On screen.
It'd be cool to be like that dream scene was like making me think of that Ghostbusters scene where Dan Aykroyd gets his dick sucked. Like Daniel Day-Lewis is like what he's imagining or whatever. It'd be cool to be getting your dick sucked while seeing that scene in Ghostbusters.
Why would it be better if his mom sucked his dick, which is clearly what he wants.
Yeah,
he's obsessed with his mother. So
yeah,
I missed that part. Like, what was the connection?
Almost to get back at him, she poisons him with mushrooms.
Because he's such a dickhead, basically, and is like making her like the help or whatever.
And he's also giving more attention to his clients who are all these beautiful.
Was that why he got sick?
Yeah, like
she poisoned him with mushrooms.
I must have passed out at that part. Because then I just remember him. I remember him
Big part of
tripping.
the movie.
Yeah, but we're talking
also
we're 2 hours in.
poison. We're talking
You've seen
quote
it
unquote
twice.
poison. Could just be drugs, right?
You think
Yeah.
it's a psilocybin?
It could be
or
alcohol.
whatever, not just.
He was
poisonous
tripping.
mushrooms.
He was tripping. That could have been LSD, but they probably didn't have it. What's the time period?
If
Probably
it
like
was,
the mid to the late 70s.
if it
in
was
Cincinnati,
psilocybin,
Ohio.
she could have gotten the same result if she just gave him.
Oh, I forget this is
Psychedelic
an American movie. That's the craziest thing about this, that this was in the 70s in Ohio.
Yeah, not a lot of people.
It's
pay
like, why
attention
are
to that.
people why are people talking like this? Why are people
Yeah.
acting like this? There's a fucking
That's just
war
how the
going on,
Midwest
and
is,
it's not
dude.
brought up once.
You don't know about the Midwest.
I'm from it.
Yeah, so
bitch.
she drugs him for attention. and,
Midwest from the Midwest, son.
No, you're
he
not.
sees his mom, and he's obsessed with his mother, and he talks to his mother's ghost, and he says like,
She's kind of banging, to be honest.
I wish I could talk to you. And his mom
You
looks
liked
really
it, what you
cool.
saw?
Her outfit's amazing. It's like a real creepy, like 1920s kind of wedding dress with like a
Yeah.
hat and shit.
It is like a ghost sort of dress, like a kind of wedding
That's the
dress a
only.
ghost
That's
would
the
wear.
only Phantom too.
Well, no, he's talking about how he sews his mom's hair in the coat.
Oh
and
yes.
That's why
Oh,
it's-
that's right.
that's why
That
it's
was
a Phantom
fucking
thread.
creepy, dude.
yeah.
If somebody told me that, I'd be like, get the heck, scoot, go on, get. That's what I'd say. And then
I mean,
is she
not
like
if you were a
swooning on
mother.
him?
You wouldn't say that if you were a mother.
But
You
she,
think
when
it
he
was
was
sweet.
telling her that, she was like swooning on him, but she also looked a little weird.
Yeah,
like some
she's like,
serial
what the
killer
fuck is up
shit.
with these people? Like when she's getting the dress, when he's doing the dress stuff on their first date, and then
Yeah.
his sister comes in and starts like looking at her, and then he's like, "You don't have breasts or whatever."
Unless
Why
I
do
want,
people
no,
just-
he's like, you'll have breasts if I want you to have.
Yeah, she goes, "I'm
breasts."
sorry," and he's like, "No, you're perfect. I'll give you
And then he
breasts." if
slaps
I
her on the
choose
ass.
to." Yeah,
Then he licks his thumb and pokes her in the butthole.
and she's like, "This guy is interesting."
Is that what she says?
Yeah.
This guy is interesting. I could name a guy who's not interesting.
Ryan, you?
No, are you kidding me? Last night when I was like, listen, broad, I ain't going home with you, and you ain't coming home with me. I gotta watch The Phantom Thread. And then I phased out. Like I just
So which one of your friends fucked her while you were watching this movie?
probably Jason.
Good old Jason. Nice.
He always just lurks around me because I'm always turning these broads down to go watch the Phantom Thread. And like, goddamn, that's like the third night in a row Ryan's watched The Phantom Thread. But I think it leaves a little mystery.
So what did we learn from this movie, huh? What's the moral of the story?
I should have got laid instead.
That's a good point.
I mean, you should have, yeah.
I should have stuck my little Phantom Thread into a
You need a lady who can
Dress
take care of
couch.
That's what
you,
you call your. It's
right? You need a lady who can take care of you and clean
like the
you up
worst
and
dick
turn.
of all time.
clean me up.
The
How?
Phantom Thread. Like take care of you like you're a little baby.
Yeah, wrap you up, swaddle you when you're drunk.
I've never been drunk or swaddled.
Play the Crow soundtrack for you while you lay in bed.
I can't. It's in a frame on my. Actually, one copy's in a frame on my wall.
She's got
multiple.
Spotify.
It's not the same.
True.
I like to put the CD on the record, the Crow soundtrack CD on the record player, and let that sucker scratch. Ooh, beautiful sound.
So should he have been gay in this movie? Would that make it more sense?
No, he should have been asexual or like because he's
No
basically
romance. Well, it has to be a romance.
he basically was autistic, right? About these dresses. Well, they kind of did in that opening scene where they thought they were gonna bang. He was like being very sensual with the dress making process. That's the romance, is his weird obsession with making dresses.
True.
There doesn't need to
True.
be any sexuality.
But then he started
Like-
making but then he makes other women dresses. So it's like if she's getting confused.
She gets jealous.
She's
Yeah,
jealous.
was she a model?
No.
She was just a muse, right?
No, but she
She was
does end
his
up like
muse.
working with. She's like
She
she becomes
wasn't
one of the
paying him,
workers
though.
in the.
Yeah, but yeah, because she was at.
this
Why
thing,
did she get
basically.
there? How did she end up there?
Yeah,
again?
but he doesn't like. It's not like they're not like a public couple. Where
Yeah.
like she's introduced
Yeah.
up there with
As his
Cyril.
girlfriend or whatever. She's just always around.
Yeah, so she
And
gets
it's
jealous.
tough. It's tough to work with your partner, dude. That's what
She
this
was-
movie
she was
really
with him
is.
from
It's
day
a
one,
cautionary
though.
tale about working with your partner, working at the same place.
Well, he fell in
tough.
love with her through the work. So they weren't partners when they started working. They were partners, business.
What are you talking about?
And then they
They're
fell
dating
in love.
before
it's not
she
like
worked
they were.
there.
They were.
meet and like have a fall, they, like
Yeah.
fall in love. What are you talking about?
Man,
You
I
work
must-
getting your
I
dick
must
sucked
have
while you
been
watch this movie?
fucking hot. No.
You're like, oh, she works there. She cooks him breakfast at his house.
Well, that's I forget because the movie's 17 fucking hours long, which didn't need to be.
2 hours and 10 minutes.
So by
I
the
think.
2 hours and 10 minutes, and then the credits roll, and there's still fucking screen time. Just go to black so I can end this movie. It's like him dicking around with the credit. Like, get out of here. Unless you're showing me
Unless they
some,
like
unless
dancing
you're
in a
showing me some
ballroom.
Jackie Chan bloopers at the end of a movie, I don't want to see it.
I would. Oh, the bloopers would.
That
have
would
been
be
great. That's
awesome, dude. Every movie should have that.
I want to see Daniel Day-Lewis break character because of bloopers.
Saying like, I guess throwing a guy out the window, be like, I guess you won't be in Phantom Thread too.
Yeah.
Totally.
Or what do you think the moral of the story was, William?
He just walks across the street and gets hit by a car. That'd be a funny blooper.
Yeah. He's fucking hauling ass down these like small British villages or whatever.
His car is tight.
Yeah, his car is cool.
Yeah, it's all right. It's no Buick.
He's just kind of an intense guy. He needs to chill a little bit.
And the only way for him to chill is to get sick.
Yeah.
She poisons him.
So, but then he also, before that, he also had a fit, quote unquote, of some sort, and was in bed for like, it was like a manic episode or like a depression episode where he's in bed for like 3 days, and the doctor was even like, or somebody was like, yeah, he goes through these fits and then he gets out of them in like 3 days. So that's what
Yeah.
I assume. That's what I assume the second,
A lot
even
of
though she
artists
was
do that.
poisoning, that's just depression, right? Stress.
Well, also
Well, it's
working,
like
he works 4 a.m. to midnight. That's another thing she says.
Oh yeah.
So there, he just like
He's sleeping
completely.
yeah,
3
he's just, like,
hours a day.
insane. But the pattern of their like relationship follows just like a toxic, it's like just a regular toxic relationship, but it's
Mhm.
follows.
He just happens
know.
to make dresses.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little fancy.
What does she do?
She was a waitress.
It's a good question, Ryan. Yeah, what does she bring to his
What is it?
life?
Well, like her family history. The big theory is that it's potentially like her whole family died in the war or something.
Why do you say that? Is that online?
That's like one idea that's been floated. I think the
cares?
director. But like,
Well, where
that's
did
why
she
she has
come
to.
from?
Just like
Well,
an
she has to.
He
immigrant.
just showed up.
She's just like
and
an
then she-
immigrant. She has like a Spanish accent or whatever.
She's not Spanish.
No, what is it, like Irish or some shit?
No.
She's
had a
from
different-
Belgium. In the movie, she's from Belgium.
Oh, okay.
And she's
I thought she was.
she's just supposed to be lower class than him. That's why she eats
She's
breakfast so
Latinx.
loudly. And is that what that was? I mean,
Plus,
I know it's
British
a funny
people are
thing.
uptight
Yeah.
Yeah.
compared to other foreign people. Like British people have like, especially rich British people would have like a bunch of manners. and a bunch
Well,
of
careful.
bullshit.
That's like half of our
They're-
listeners.
They're highfalutin.
Very fancy British people listen to this. gonna be
Also,
pissed.
British people have a rich tradition of fine tailoring and clothing, like in the Kingsman movies.
It was so
Mhm.
hard to picture like being a person that is like this, like being this fancy. It's incredibly hard to.
Yeah, Adam, were just picking your toes 2 seconds ago. I can imagine it'd be difficult for you to adapt to a fancy society. You wear toe shoes, Adam. You're like, so wait a minute. I've got the shoe is just one big toe. It's just one toe that you put over you. I can't do this. You put this much effort into your feet.
He's like confused when he's combing his hair in the first scene.
See, I could crush it. I
What's
would
this-
crush
what is
it in this
fancy
fancy
shit?
society.
Yeah.
In this fancy society, I would crush it. Some broad would be like, "Let's go poke in this room," and I'd be like, "How about I make you a dress instead?"
Yeah.
I'm just
Also-
constantly cock blocking myself to do other things, projects.
The other thing the movie does really well is present the idea of like all these fancy, airs, put on airs.
Mhm.
Like it's just bullshit. It's not.
Oh
Doesn't.
yeah.
It's meaningless. It's just
Mhm.
like, yeah, you could wear a dress, you could clean up, and
Still
But-
suck.
you can still be a dirty dressmaker from
It's a gross
wherever this
ass.
guy is.
Yeah, what is he?
Chic.
It'd be cool if he
Fucking
was like a
chic.
poor guy trying to be a fancy dressmaker. you
But
know?
he's just
Well,
not good at it.
He is.
Yeah,
He's not a poor guy.
he's not poor.
Were times that much more simple?
When he
get what
was
you're
young,
saying.
when
Like,
he
easy
was
for a white
young,
man.
he was poor.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, everybody's born poor.
Even
Great
rich
point.
people are born poor for just like a
You're,
split second. and
you're
they're-
born with $0 and
incredibly
you
rich.
die and you take $0 with you. Money is stupid.
You're born poor, and when you go
Yeah,
out,
right.
you have a nice wallet with a nice chunk of change in it.
Yeah, that your family fights over.
I want to be buried with all my money
yeah.
in
I wanna be-
my coffin. Like
No,
it's
I'm doing a
cash
Viking.
ticket.
I'm doing
Yeah.
a Viking. I'm doing a Viking funeral with all of my cash, which is gonna be like a couple $1,000s. All of my cash
That's what you
on
think.
my body,
Yeah,
and then I
Funerals
want.
are
I-
expensive.
William and I are just gonna take your fucking money and then light
we
you
gotta
on
buy a
fire.
boat. We gotta buy a boat,
No, I'm gonna
think a
I'm gonna
boat is-
time it. I'm
Or
gonna
just, like,
I'm
throw
gonna
you
have
off a
a
bridge.
little.
a
I'm
kayak.
gonna have a fuse in each dollar bill that I have, so at a certain time, they just light up on fire by themselves.
Oh, cool.
You know,
I'm just gonna
Kinda
put a
too
fire.
leery of you.
I'm gonna put a firecracker in your pocket and light it.
mhm.
Then
Blow your
slam
dick
the
off.
Yeah, slam the coffin shut.
You need
Yeah.
a stick of dynamite if you're trying to blow that sucker off.
That's
Got a
big
not
dick.
thick
working.
hog,
We
dude.
need
Oh,
more.
dude, I got such a thick hog.
It's like guys
It's
in
not
hard
lo-
hats
it's
yelling
not
at each other
long.
from like,
It's not long. It's thick.
damn. Yeah. I wanted to say about Daniel Day-Lewis. I feel like he's an actor where he's all about the mouth. I feel like Daniel Day-Lewis's mouth is what's doing the work. You know what I mean? Like
The
different
voice?
actors have different faces. Sure, that's part of it. But also visually, like he's not doing a ton with his eyes ever in scenes.
Crazy.
Well,
ton
he's
with
not.
his eyes.
Give us an
He's doing
example of
one-
somebody
he's doing
that.
like he's not
show
doing
us how
like
you would use your-
dynamic shit with his eyes, but he's like the performance is in the mouth. Trust me. Look at this. This is very smart. What I'm saying. If anybody knows Daniel Day,
Well,
Maybe
there's a
I'll
lot
ask
of. I mean, that's a lot of acting. Is in
some
the
actors
mouth.
are
life.
all eyebrows.
That's life.
especially
you
a lot of
Oh,
dialogue.
brow, yeah. Though speaking of the Rock,
Nose. You know,
what that was?
Alfalfa's got the ear thing.
Adam's
You ever
giving
heard
us
of the
some examples
Alexander
of
technique?
facial act. What is that?
It's like a,
Oh,
not the Adam Sandler technique.
I thought that's what you said.
The Alexander technique is like an acting style that comes from like your spine. It's all about like how you hold your spine,
That's cool. I
Yeah.
like that. That's fun.
your
Acting's fun.
posture.
Yeah. But yeah, Daniel Day-Lewis is mouth-based actor.
I'm a cock-based actor.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're just getting horny about his mouth, dude.
I pop a Viagra, then I go on stage every time.
Yeah.
When do you go on stage?
I'm not even in the play. I just like walk in. Hey, how's it going?
Walk onto stage with a boner. Like, sir, you can't. How'd you get
I'm
in
an
here?
actor, okay?
My face is all red. I have veins popping out my forehead.
They call me Mr. Blue Pill.
That should be a side effect of Viagra is some guys
You have
don't
to
get their
act.
dicks hard, but their face just gets like incredibly red and like the veins get really intense. It just all goes to
On their face.
wrong head.
That's like 5-hour energy. Anything with niacin.
Oh yeah. You're a niacin man?
But niacin man. What is this? There'll be blood.
I'll be right back.
I'm a niacin man. There's a whole-
man.
There's a whole
You
ocean of
drink
niacin.
my niacin. I take the straw in Phantom Thread. It was good. It was
Better than
long.
Lincoln.
Yeah, I ain't watching that shit. I'm actually the book I just got is Team of Rivals. It's about Abraham Lincoln winning the election, and then turning all of his enemies into a team of rivals of working together.
This is a comic book.
No, it's about it's a historical book. It's
This
boring
is
as
not.
fuck.
This
and
is
it's
like
dense.
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen or something.
No, it's what he did with his presidency, bro. He goes, okay, I won the election. The election's done. Let's all work together. Suck my
I can
ass.
think-
And they all sucked his ass. Did you not
I
see
can-
the movie Lincoln?
I can think of one guy who didn't work with him.
Name him.
John Wilkes Booth.
No, he worked with him. He made him legendary. You know, he was paid off by Abraham Lincoln. Well, Daniel
Yeah.
Day-Lewis.
You know, John Wilkes Booth was an actor.
Mm-hmm. And he paid
It'd
him
be
off.
like if Sean Penn or Daniel Day-Lewis killed the president of the United States.
It would be like if
That'd been
Abraham
awesome if
Lincoln,
John
if
Penn
Abraham
killed Trump.
Lincoln,
Alec
if
Baldwin.
Abraham Lincoln was
Yeah.
was Brandon Lee, that's more of what the situation is. Because it
If
was
like-
supposed to be John Wilkes Booth. It was supposed to be a fake bullet, and it was supposed to be a booth ruse to get more popular votes for Abraham Lincoln. And then John Wilkes QAnon Booth books.
Mm.
Someone switched
Think
the
about
bullet.
it. It's all there, dude. It's all there. Someone switched the bullet. Q.
It's a pretty good shot if he shot him from stage, which I believe he did.
He did not. He snuck up
No, he
behind.
jumped,
Shot him
I
at
thought.
point blank range.
Oh,
but
yeah,
he
yeah.
Jumped off the balcony and broke his legs, and they caught him like 3 blocks
No,
away.
he was on.
3
He was
days
on
later.
he was popping a Viagra and walking on stage and just he shot him
Shoot-
across the
no.
room like
You're-
You're,
like
you're
the
not wrong.
opening
of
You're half,
James-
you're half wrong. He had
like
a
the opening of
Viagra.
James Bond. He shot a load right across.
He swung up like parkour style, swung around, and with his boner, poked Abraham Lincoln right in the eyes.
You like
Right
that
in one
callback?
eye. No.
I did like that callback.
What do you
James
think of it?
Bond, but shooting Abraham Lincoln in the head. That'd be tight.
cum. And he dies of like pink eye and an eye infection 3 days later.
because it's just like gross
Yeah,
British
it's just-
cum.
It's British.
Gala-
like
like
Tons of
gala.
dirty
biscuity.
Belgian whores.
just tea, chunks
There's like
of tea in
there's
it.
like beans
tea
in it.
leaves,
Ew. Oh God.
tea leaves and beans, curds.
What are you talking? Ew, curds.
Like I gotta Brexit this cum out of my dick.
Pounds, coins.
Because this one's for Britain.
I didn't know you. I didn't think of that as British stuff. I just thought you guys were like saying disgusting things. That would be a go. And you
It'd be
were,
cool if Daniel
killing it.
Day-Lewis was a dildo maker and he's drawing a picture of Big Ben as a dildo.
yeah,
Very
that would be
British.
cool. Very,
Very
British.
British. Very British.
Just at a
Dry ass
breakfast
cookies.
table. Pee Wee
I
Herman
love-
sitting there.
I loved when he was like, he always calls his sister "you old so and so."
Yeah,
That was so funny.
that's what I didn't get.
This
That's what
movie is
made it
about how
confusing.
funny
The old
fancy
so and
people
so.
are.
Why?
Fancy British
'cause
people.
He's insulting her, right?
This is a movie
No,
for the
well,
for the
no,
rest of
he's-
us about fancy British people.
It's like a
and
cheeky- he's
about
being
how they're
cheeky.
He's
funny.
insulting her, but he's also making it more. It's like they're closer than just brother sister. This is not a normal
Yeah,
brother
it's a little
sister
weird.
relationship.
That's why I
And
was
that-
confused.
And it keeps Alma at a distance, keeps all the girlfriends at a distance because he's got
Little
the old
creepy.
bitch. She would
She
break up.
seems jealous.
He
Cecil
wants to fuck his mom. He wants to fuck his sister.
Cecil used to
That's it.
dump the chicks for him. He didn't even break up with his broads. He would get Cecil to do it.
That's a
Been
cool
there.
move.
Yo, cease.
That's a real alpha.
We need to cease and desist this girlfriend. Cecil.
Yeah.
Her real
They
name
hug
is
it out.
Cecil Cyril.
They called him cease and desist Cecil.
Nice.
You need to cease and desist loving this man.
You know who had a brother named Cyril?
Siri.
Sideshow Bob.
Oh my God. You guys need
He's
to
another
watch
torture.
better
torture
shows.
genius.
It's the shit based on
Ryan's
Sideshow
never seen The
Bob.
Simpsons.
I've seen The Simpsons. I've seen Seinfeld. It's good. Come on, though. Grow up.
What do you like more, American Dad?
New Girl.
Roger?
You do love New Girl.
Yeah, it's better.
What episodes of Seinfeld and The Simpsons have you seen? From
All
what
of-
seasons?
All of them.
The one where
Oh,
the one
this
where
is-
Milhouse and Bart can't jerk off.
It's like
not?
cool. You can write funny things, but like just be fun. Like you can't just be funny. Jerry Seinfeld is not a funny person. Visibly, he's not like a funny person. Not that he
about
needs to
Jer-
be.
what about
doing
Jerry-
catcalls.
What about Jerry Stiller?
Springer? Oh,
Mr. Costanza? Is he
yes,
funny?
that's funny. He does voices. I'm Jerry. I don't know his name. Stiller.
Bring up a lot of good points.
I think
5
Ryan's right.
stars. This movie is 5-star movie. It's really good. There's no. Is there a movie like this really? That's like
Yes, there's a
funny
lot
like
of other
that?
boring movies with Daniel Day-Lewis in them.
Oh, it's a very funny,
Lincoln.
but also it
Uh,
does work as a romance because those qualities are the style of that is so well done. It works both ways, baby.
It wasn't boring at all for me. I just watched
I
it
don't
and I
think
was
it's
having a
boring.
good time. I was
it
like,
wasn't
yeah,
that boring. It was visually stimulating. It was
The stories,
entertaining.
the story,
Didn't need to be that long.
Paul Thomas
sorry, it's not
Anderson's
a
movies.
Hallmark movie, Ryan.
Oh, those are
Whoa,
short, sweet,
that's
concise,
what
to
you
the
like,
point.
dude.
I'm sorry,
That's
it's
what you
not
like, bro?
Journal for Jordan.
That's a good one.
I was trying to
Michael B.
think
Jordan's
about.
in.
I was trying to think about what.
You want out, buddy?
Like- No, I mean I'm okay. I can stay longer. No, he's talking to his cat. I was thinking about like what is up because it's like Paul Thomas Anderson. This doesn't feel like it does feel like a Paul Thomas Anderson movie, but it's also like so unique or whatever in its style. It's kind of just like its own. He kind of does that. It's like his movies are kind of like their own vibe, even from movie to movie. And I don't know. It's very hard to pin down like what is unique about his movies and stuff. It's like Wes Anderson. It's like kind of right there in your face. Like other.
Okay, so then that must
direct-
mean it's not that good. If it's hard to pin down how it's unique, then maybe it's not unique. You're saying it's too unique?
Or
that
it's
it's
like
hard
unique.
to
It's
find
like
out
subtle.
what
It's like subtle, and
Like
Eh,
I said,
or-
there's lots of parallels to other PTA movies.
but it's not
story
like
wise.
other. Yes, but it's not. But the feel is very different and stuff. The tone of it. They're all kind of have these layers of humor in them and stuff. But like
His
maybe
movies are
that's-
all his movies are all Melvin and Howard. That's his
What's-
primary influence.
what's
I
that?
don't know what that is.
What?
Calvin and Hobbes?
You guys never seen Melvin and Howard?
No.
Melvin and
here
Howard
you
is a
go.
Jonathan
Feel
Demme
you can
movie.
be better than us.
It's a Jonathan Demme movie, and it's about the loser guy named Melvin who one day picks up Howard Hughes on the side of the road. That's Jason Robards in the movie. And they have like a 15-minute long conversation. And then Howard Hughes puts Melvin in his will. Based on a true story. It's like an absurd movie. Howard Hughes dies, and then people are like, why does this guy get the money? But anyway, basically, this is the chance meeting is the major moment in every PTA
Catalyst.
movie between a rich and a poor person, between an up and a down. Happens in the beginning of Licorice Pizza, happens in The Master.
Sure. So
happens
that's
in-
kind of his formula or whatever for
That's-
getting
that's
to
what
this place.
his
But all of his movies
Watermelon
have this,
smashing is what we'd call that in the industry. That's his watermelon smashing.
the
This is-
Gallagher
that's his- this
based
is his
industry
opener.
that you live in.
This is his Gallagher.
So you work in a primarily Gallagher.
It's not called.
industry.
It's called the Sledge-O-Matic, Ryan.
The sledge-o-mat. Yeah, sorry.
I
I,
mean,
didn't.
come
Hey,
on.
I don't know these SAG rules.
Are you
I
even a
call-
real
we call it-
I
comedian?
know. Are
yeah,
you
we
even
call
a
it in the
Gallagher head?
green rooms. We call it the Gallagher effect.
It's called the Sledge-O-Matic.
But the legacy is Gallagher's.
So when
Mhm.
Adam says he can't tell this is a PTA movie, I just look at him with disgust.
Oh, I can tell that it is, but it's not like any other movie. And that's something I think is very interesting about PTA is like kind of just being like, what? It just his movies don't feel like anybody else's movies, but in
It's not
ways
true.
that's hard. I mean, currently,
Robert Altman,
current.
Jonathan Demme, Martin Scorsese.
Still, I don't know. It's like his movies have like they're more like they have like a more of a modern cinematic quality than those. I feel like, or they do. I don't know. I don't know how to talk about it.
Well, he's Gen X; they're older.
Yeah,
But also, his
But
movies
that's
are
what's
becoming
good about his
he's
movies.
he's not making contemporary movies anymore. He's already dated himself. He's already being left behind by the new
Yeah, wow.
generation.
that's how you feel.
Well, he's not making any movies about cell phones.
Yeah, that's
Right, he's
another
not making,
thing.
like, Her
Another
or whatever.
complaint. Not a single cell phone in this movie.
That's
Yeah.
kind of like why Parasite
Boring.
was kind of important for, because a lot of movies today are, a lot of filmmakers today, Tarantino, PTA, they struggle making stories about modern life. they're kind of dated into the 90s.
I
and
get that.
before.
Well, they're getting older, you know.
And they like what they like, but
I mean, I think that's also just like, but you also
a lot of filmmakers
a
struggle.
lot about these kind of
Well, it's
things can be more simple than you would want to think. It's like the reality is about life is when as you get older, you know, like society doesn't age with you really, like that mainstream thing.
It's also
So
just hard to write a movie when you live in a world of
you
cell
get
phones.
older, you age out even when you're PTA or
Yeah, I
all
know. That's what I'm
problems-
saying. He's
All problems can
aging
be
out.
solved with a
Yeah.
cell phone. So movies with cell phones are stupid. Like then there's no question like, hey, how do we
pick up the phone.
build a bomb? How do we unlock this door? Just look fucking YouTube tutorial. That shit.
Yeah.
that's why
There's
Parasite
no-
was really special. That's
I
why it
never
won the
saw it.
Academy.
Yeah,
That's
what are
why
you
it
saying
won the
about Parasite?
That's why it won the Academy Award,
Because why?
because it dealt with modern life and social media and cell phones and the haves and have nots, and
It was a contemporary tale, you're saying.
it's not terrible like Nomadland
Sure,
or
sure.
something else.
Sure.
But
I just watched American Sniper. That movie's awesome.
Yeah, American Sniper's tight. I give this movie 4 stars. And I give it 4, not 5 or 4.5, because I was shockingly deceived by the title when I was going into this. Shockingly.
You hate being
seen it
deceived.
before.
The second I saw Daniel Day-Lewis, I was like, I've seen this before.
Yeah.
I don't remember every title of every movie I've seen, William.
I was
do
struck
drugs,
by
buddy.
how small he seemed in this movie.
He lost a lot of weight, yeah.
Well, she's tall. Alma's really tall.
Yeah, I think that's. Well, I don't know if that was part of it, part of her casting or whatever. But he seemed like a slight man in this movie. He doesn't seem slight in other movies. Know what I mean? I feel like it was.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what that means or why.
He's looking slight.
He's
You
looking.
heard it
slight.
here
Abraham
first.
Lincoln, very tall.
Adam Bowers calling Daniel Day-Lewis a little punk ass, weak ass bitch. Quoted
Yeah.
from Adam Bowers. Come at me, bro, is what Adam says.
Well, maybe he won't
I'll
die
fuck him up.
before he's 55 years old. That's one blessing of not being super tall.
I know. I'm gonna die in my 60s.
That's
No,
fine.
50s.
Do you want to?
You're gonna die in your 50s.
Do you
Oh,
want to be 60? Do you want to
that's
be
too early.
80?
It's gonna be so
I
funny.
gotta
when
live.
you-
I gotta live a long time now because I have a kid.
No, you don't.
Yeah, abandon your boy.
No way.
There will be blood style.
Yes.
Let's crack his head open with a bowling pin. Spoils.
He's not even your real son. He's a bastard from a basket.
Mm-hmm. Bastard.
Not a bastard from a basket.
Yeah, what
He's a
river
real
did you
son.
pick this basket up from? Weren't you down washing your clothes at the river and some basket floated up at you?
He did a James Bond style load across the room. Got an innocent woman pregnant.
9 months later, I found a kid.
Then he stole her baby from the basket.
Yes.
So I guess it's not a bastard. But yeah, this is 5 stars. This is a great movie. It's fun. It's very funny because it's so fancy. When movies are fancy, they're funny. That's what I say. It's fun and fancy free.
Well,
That's the
you are
thing.
fancy, so that's why you don't think that's true because you're a fancy person.
Well,
tell me
Ryan.
about
he
how
probably-
fancy I am.
he was probably insulted.
You're really fancy.
I mean, you do have like a 5 foot by 5 foot poster framed with glass. That's pretty
It's not
right behind you.
glass. It's plastic.
That's
Let's-
pretty fancy.
I just want to let the audience know that Adam's parents funded his first movie when he was
That's not
20,
true.
21 years old.
That's not
You
true.
have to
Parents had
fund
deep
I was
pockets.
23, and I
So when your
They
son
have deep
comes, when
pockets.
your-
They
true.
spent. They have a fortune.
do they really?
no. William is the richest person on this podcast by a lot.
Can I borrow? Yeah, right. I'm loaded, dude.
Okay, you first, then
Well,
William.
Did I not
I'm
tell you how
nice
much I
normal
got when my
person.
my grandpa died and how much I got?
I'm a hard worker. I'm like Reynolds Woodcock. I work hard.
No, you
Yeah.
don't, dude.
you-
You
and you
sit on
demand
your computer
perfection.
all day.
Dude, maybe
You
I should
literally
fucking
text with
treat you.
Adam. I'll look away for 30 minutes and I look at my phone and
It's
I
him,
have
dude.
literally 52 text messages in the group chat. You guys don't work. You guys are just scamming the system. And I'm out here
Saturday.
earning an honest living working at
Adam,
an
tell the-
illegal bar.
Tell the audience your brilliant idea.
Me?
Which one?
Yeah,
What? What's my idea?
about Dropbox.
Oh,
It
This is
wasn't a brilliant
hilarious.
idea. Just
This is very funny.
it was an idea.
I was I was thinking we should include the links for obscure movies that are hard to find so people could watch them. The
So
links to the Dropbox.
this is
that
how
we
he
use.
goes about it. He texts me. He goes, "Hey, can you make the Devil's Honey shareable on Dropbox so anyone can look at it?" I'm like, "Who are you sending it to?" He's like, "Oh, well, I'm just gonna put it in the Letterboxd review so other people can watch
Yeah.
it." And it's like,
It's kind of
Adam,
thoughtful.
you have your own Dropbox.
Oh.
And
Well,
access
who
to all
cares?
these links.
Do it
right?
yourself. You want to put a pirated movie on your
We
Dropbox?
should do it.
Go ahead, knock yourself out. Don't make me
Yeah.
do it.
Sounds like more of a
And
you
don't
thing.
do it in this sneaky way of like, hey, could you make it
Oh.
shareable?
You got that link? Like you're gonna watch the movie again or something.
Well, I didn't want to get into it because this is what happens. This is you are like Woodcock, dude, and I
You
should
really
be more like
are.
a Homa, and I should fucking make you sick, and then I want you on your back, William.
No, give me the mushrooms.
I'll
Yeah,
give
I'll
Ryan
Make me
mushrooms,
sick.
and I'll
Make
just
me
fucking.
sick. I'll kiss my spirit grandma.
So
or
if
mom
you
or
wanna-
whatever it
are
is,
you
I'll
gonna
kiss
put
her if
devil-
that's what it takes.
Are you gonna put Devil's Honey on your own Dropbox and upload it?
Probably not.
Okay, cool. So Adam likes to do no work. Let's just remind everyone that.
Well, I do a lot of work in my life.
I'm Reynolds Woodcock. You're that chick at the beginning that he kicked out in the first scene.
No. I work really hard. That's why.
Ryan.
Who am
is
I? Who am I? Who am
Ryan
I?
is Alma. He's my
Yeah, I got them no titties, but
He's the
they're
replacement.
banging.
He's the
We'll
replacement.
have breasts if William
You-
wants you to, Ryan.
I'm getting jealous at these other broads that William's making dresses for.
Yeah. Well, the reality is that I'm the only like man that is on this podcast, and I'm talking to two people of man age that have the lives of children.
What's a man's age?
William-
Adam? When does a human being become a man? What age does a boy become a man? Give me that. Tell me that. So it's age.
I don't know.
So we're
I'm
at the
saying you are the
age.
man's age. It's not.
What's a
age, is what
man?
I'm
So
saying.
what's a man? So we should be more
Somebody who works hard
manly.
and has responsibilities and takes.
That's
care
what a
of them.
man is, because women do
You
that
think-
too.
You think
Don't-
you work hard,
don't
Ryan
say-
or Adam?
don't say
Women
it.
do that too, Adam.
Don't do what you're about to do, William.
You think you work hard?
Yes, I work really
freelance.
hard.
You freelance, stay-at-home dad.
I provide for my
What do you
family for
provide?
the past 3 weeks? I've been providing for my family.
For the past 3 weeks.
Why don't you tell the audience what you've been working on?
I'm an editor for or I'm editing a show for the production company that makes RuPaul's Drag Race. They have a streaming service. It's all drag content, and I get to edit for one of them. Very grateful for the work.
Good for you.
Thanks.
Why don't you get a real job?
I hope that wasn't like a fucking.
Why don't you
I'm
go to
into it.
work
Hey,
at the
man.
fucking oil field like a real man?
I hope I'm not
Like
gonna
how
get fired.
men are supposed to do.
Yeah.
Go work at
Yeah,
the tar
well, I
pits.
mean,
Aren't
I'm
you
more-
around La Brea?
I do. I mean, I do a lot of work around the house.
Brea,
And stuff
it's
too.
in Orange County.
Go
Why
work
don't
at
you go work
the
at a
La Brea
surf
tar
shop
pits.
like a real man.
Yeah, why don't you learn how to build surfboards like a man?
It's not about just what you do for a living. It's about like,
Yeah, describe what a man is. You said we're not manly, and you're the only man on the. So describe what that is.
Sometimes you got to give your wife space and
Editing
go to the
drag
library
shows?
for like 14 hours.
no, don't say that.
like a real man.
We're not talking about that.
Adam
right
has to go to the library so his wife can have a breather for a couple hours.
now. No, it's
Like a
Stay in
real
a
man.
hotel. Stay in a hotel room over a weekend.
shut the fuck up.
what? What are you reading? What are you reading at the library?
We're
How to
okay
be-
now.
How to be a man for dummies?
Hey,
Yeah.
That's a country home.
Hey, you
Even
see,
Reynolds Woodcock.
you see this? I got that
You got a cat scratch. Go
making
on.
my home better for my family, like a man does.
A man doesn't get hurt doing it. They just do it.
And
no
I'm not saying I'm
problems.
hurt.
You have a wound,
Men
don't
get
care.
hurt, Ryan. Men get
I
hurt.
don't care.
not emotionally.
No,
I
they
don't.
don't. No,
You
you're
kidding
right,
me?
Ryan. They don't.
I'll tell you, I'm the
William
most
doesn't
manly
know.
one on this podcast. A broad comes up to me and says, "I'm gonna poke you, bro. I'm gonna peg you tonight. If that's what you want, I like 60, not anything you want." And I say, "Listen, I gotta go home and watch The Phantom Thread, broad." That's what I said. And then she goes,
Yeah,
I
right.
respect
You just
that.
A real
you just
man
went home and
didn't
drank
fuck
and
a
fell
woman.
asleep and didn't even pay attention to the movie.
No, I stayed
Yeah,
up the whole
you didn't even like retain.
I was
any.
already drunk. I was smoking at that point.
I appreciate you doing it though.
I was a little gacked on Adderall too, so we're good. We're good.
I don't want to make you feel bad for doing that. It's like you did like a thoughtful thing for us.
No, I just
need to-
didn't want
we need to
I don't wanna
celebrate
get-
each other more than
sometimes
chastise.
here's the thing: when you're just getting genitals thrown at you 24/7, it's like
Right.
you probably don't get this, but it's just like easy to
I wouldn't know, man.
brush it aside,
Yeah.
Sometimes
like when
it's too
you're-
much of a good thing,
when you're out in a rainstorm and you're catching rain on your tongue, you're not going to catch every drop. Sometimes you need to take a break, take a breather, and watch Phantom Thread and not get laid instead.
Yeah. I wouldn't know, honestly.
Adam, give your final thought on the movie.
All right, that was a good one, William. You give your final.
I mean, I've said a lot of stuff, I feel like. It's good.
Look, this is a fun movie. It's Daniel Day-Lewis. He's a great actor.
It is fun. It's very fun. I feel like it seems stuffy.
I was talking.
I know, but you finally gave me a thing to say.
You just said what I said.
Well, yeah, let's tag team this. Let's
Let's do a little rap. Why don't you give us a little Phantom Thread rap?
I'm good.
You know, funny.
You do it, dude. Do it.
Is that
man.
it?
No, you got it. William loves telling me that.
Yo,
I'm not-
yo,
not
yo, yo,
funny
yo,
on the
yo,
podcast,
Phantom
so.
Thread. Oh, I'm dead. Psych. I'm half awake watching it.
Turning down head,
Little
watching
freestyle.
Phantom
Turn
Thread.
it down head. Watching Phantom Thread. Getting Phantom head because I turned down the physical. And then I just break it down into a real spoken word. That's when the beat drops. And then I just spoken word it.
When I want to rock, I pop Mr. Woodcock.
That's good, dude.
Dude, remember that movie, Mr. Woodcock?
Yeah, I was thinking about that the entire time I was watching this.
Is that a little reference? Does this movie have a little reference to that? Billy
Yeah.
Bob Thornton? Because
What's that
PTA
movie
likes
about?
Should have been the
He
same
likes
character.
goofy comedies.
I could see
I never
him.
watched
His
it.
name being fucking Mr. Woodcock is also like, I feel like PTA is like thinks that's funny.
What's that movie about?
He's making himself laugh when he's writing.
But like Napoleon Dynamite is like his mom is dating his gym teacher, who's Billy Bob Thornton, named Mr. Woodcock.
Yeah.
I think. And then on the cover, Billy Bob Thornton has like a whistle in his mouth and he's holding two balls. in his
Oh yeah, I
arms.
I
Two
have
big
seen that
rubber
one too, I
balls.
think.
This is a good one.
That's when they were making like Hall Pass, and there's a lot of adults in a high school setting for some reason.
Golden age.
Thrillbit Taylor.
Yeah.
Real
You're
Bit
right.
Taylor.
Damn.
Yeah, that was like
True.
it all comes in themes.
Bad
It's like-
Santa is kind of like that too.
yeah, it's almost
of Billy Bob.
like Hollywood finds out what scripts are being made and then just exclusively makes a bunch of the same script. Different companies.
Yeah.
Don't be
That's
smart.
what they used to do.
The good people of Hollywood.
They're
That was
still
the good-
now they're just doing remakes, so they're still doing it. It's just
Yeah, but-
reboots.
Hey,
We're
they're
doing it
hardworking,
again.
good, honest people.
Here's the
okay?
final
They're trying
thought.
their best.
Hollywood in the 70s, they used to make ripoffs. Okay. They would make Jaws and they make a movie like Orca. And then they make a movie like I forget what it's called. It's like Titoria or some shit. It's like a Spanish shark movie, but like ripoffs are better than remakes. That's my final thought. Okay, Hollywood. Make up your own superheroes. Don't be remaking these superhero movies. Spider-Man, do something original. Why not Ant-Man?
They are getting
know?
down. They're getting down to
That is a movie, though.
Peacemaker. Well, I had a conversation last night with somebody about Peacemaker who didn't know Peacemaker was actually from the comic. They thought it was made up in the Suicide Squad in the movie universe. And I was like,
Yeah, because they're normal, cool people.
so they're finally doing that. They're making Eternals. They're making off-brand things, and some of them suck.
I had a dream about the new
Every
Spider-Man movie
movie's
last
going to be
night.
superhero movie, and everybody's going to be vegan within 50 years. Watch.
You heard
At
it
least
here, folks. You heard
vegetarian.
it here first, folks.
You heard it right here.
Yeah, we're gonna be eating like crickets and shit.
That's not
Like
vegan.
for protein.
That's not vegan.
Soy. We're gonna be eating soy.
Soy crickets.
Everything's gonna be soy.
Is lab?
That's the future.
It's gonna be
Ryan.
mushroom based.
Final thought.
That's what the
Final
mushroom
vegans
question:
based.
want.
Is lab grown meat vegan?
That is a good question. Ryan.
Yes. Yes.
That's cool.
Because you're not
That's
harming an animal.
Yeah, I like that answer.
What
Just
if it's
like
a big-
honey
what if
is
it's a
now
big
not
dick?
vegan mostly because people are. Well, if it's a big dick, then it sounds
Talking
like a
lab-grown
solid
meat.
Friday night.
You know what I'm saying? I want to see I want to
Sounds
see
like
dicks
a
growing
fun
out of.
night
I want to see a farm with a bunch of dicks growing out.
out of the
You know?
ground, and you
Yeah,
just
like
see some,
cabbage patches.
and
like
then
a-
they
like a-
got a,
And you're trying to pull it out and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
and then they got like
Balls
some
are too
some
big.
some off company that like that bad vegetables company or the ugly fruits.
Oh yeah.
You can only order the ugly
Ugly
vegetables. You
dicks.
just
Hey,
got
don't
weird
talk
little
about the
toads and
company
weird
Adam's
little
working
crooked-
for. Don't
No,
make
he's
fun of
not.
Adam's company.
I signed
Adam
an NDA
Schaub.
about that.
Weird dicks.
I can't talk about.
Adam found out
weird
what
dick
tucking
company.
was, huh?
Oh yeah, I found out tucking. Oh yeah, I didn't know that.
What?
Tucking, in tucking, they're putting their testicles back in their body cavity.
You've never done that.
Their
Well,
anus?
it's happened to
They're
me
putting it in their
accidentally.
asshole?
When I put on a wetsuit one time. it
Are you
was too
saying their
small.
asshole or they're just their taint?
Hold on, I want to hear the story about Adam putting on a wetsuit and losing his balls.
Yeah, it sucked.
So you can't wrap a present.
That's funny that you would call that a present,
It is. It's a gift.
as if it's a gift.
Well, since I made a funny joke, the show's over.
Yeah, that should be how
Good.
you ended on.